Well, it's time to rise and shine, Montgomery, Alabama. As you rise and shine this morning, the temperature outside is a nice 26 degrees. Forecast for the whole day is cool as snow. Mm-hmm. At least it's supposable. Okay. Unit. It's 75 degrees outside this morning. A great way to get the day started. 75 degrees this morning in the capital city. Today's temperature forecast is nearly the same as they were yesterday, but it wasn't as hot yesterday, and it's supposed to cool down this week. So we certainly appreciate that. But the forecast goes as follows. There will be areas of patchy fog early, partly cloudy skies, high around 95 degrees today, winds north-northeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. On tonight, a 6% chance of precipitation, mostly clear, low 72 degrees. Yes, winds light and variable. On tomorrow, it is 19% chance of precipitation, and I guess that's rain and not snow. Shower or thunderstorms are possible, high around 94 degrees, winds light and variable. Well, that's your weather forecast for the moment. Anything else going on? Okay, good. Next up, of course, is our daily bread, a word from on high. We call this show Decisions because everything we do requires us to make one. And even when we don't make one, well, we just made one. You can't get around it, can't go over it, can't go through it. Might as well do it. Anyway, the time on the clock is 7:08 in the morning. Next up, of course, it is our daily bread. We are going to skip one of our things this morning because, I'll tell you about that when we come back. But don't go anywhere. Okay, we'll be back. Hopefully. Okay. Good morning, Dr. Joe. Nice to see you up and about this morning in good health and good spirits, I hope. Lost a friend of mine the other day. 97 years old he was. Mr. Cunningham. We'll be back.
Pray your way past the urge to do wrong. Our Daily Bread. Today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional was written by Linda Washington. Linda writes, in the summer of 2016, my niece convinced me to play Pokemon Go, a game played on a smartphone using the phone's camera. The object of the game is to capture little creatures called Pokemon. When one appears in the game, a red and white ball also appears on the phone screen. To capture a Pokemon, the player has to flick the ball toward it with the movement of a finger. Pokemon are more easily caught, however, by using a lure to attract them. Pokemon characters aren't the only ones who can be lured away. In his New Testament letter to believers, James, the brother of Jesus, reminds us that we are dragged away by our own evil desire. In other words, our desires work with temptation to lure us down a wrong path. Though we may be tempted to blame God or even Satan for our problems, our real danger lies within. But there is good news. We can escape the lure of temptation by talking to God about the things that tempt us. Though God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone, as James 1:13 explains, he understands our human desire to do what's wrong. We have only to ask for the wisdom God promised to provide.
Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from James chapter 1, verses 5 and 6, and verses 12 through 15. Here's verses 5 and 6. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. And verses 12 through 15. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. When tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desire and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is full grown, gives birth to death. That's today's scripture reading from James chapter 1, verses 5 and 6, and verses 12 through 15.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, you promise that when we are tempted, you will provide a way of escape. Please show us that door, Lord, and help us to be faithful to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
All righty then. Good morning. Normally at this time we play the Armed Forces song for our folks out there at the academy out there, Macmillan Academy. But however, today is a little bit different. We did have an incident the other day in Montgomery where a young Marine died in a traffic accident here in Montgomery. And so we want to pay homage to that young man for the sacrifice he did. I don't, anytime a service member, especially from around here, we try to pay honor to them because it is well deserved. So that's what we are going to do this morning. And his name was Landon Dunn. Landon Dunn is the young man's name, and unfortunately, he has left us. How do you spell Landon? Landon, DUNN-USMC. That's who he is. Dunn. Yeah, Landon, DUNN. Okay, DUNN. We're going to play the core, the core USMC. I think that's how you say USMC is what it is. I think it is. Yeah, United States Marines. Okay. So and then we'll get on with our show, but this is important because although it did not happen on duty, but he still is a Marine, and those guys, like all of us, take certain chances. And now we are going to pay honor to him, like I always do my service members. It is a sacrifice either way you go. So first of all, let us pay homage to Landon Dunn, who is who got killed, I guess on was it 85 the other day or something like that? I think it was Interstate 85. And so we shall return after all of this is said and done. Okay, so hang loose. We'll be back. Uno momento.
shores of Tripoli. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine. Our flags unfurl to every breeze, from dawn to setting sun. We have fought in every clime and place where we could take a gun. In the snow of far-off northern lands, and in sunny tropic scenes, you will find us always on the job, the United States Marine. Here's health to you and to our court, which we are proud to serve. In many a strife we fought for life and never lost our nerve. If the Army and the Navy ever look on heaven's scenes, they will find the streets are guarded by United States Marine.
Private Landon Dunn, United States Marine Corps. Hoorah. It is because of young men like this that we live in a free country. Okay. And with that, that concludes our ceremony. Mr. Landon Dunn.
In the quiet of the moon,
we wish his family well, and his friends and his neighbors and all the people, all the young Marines who serve with him. Good morning to you. Tuesday finds everybody well and doing okay. Any day above ground is a good day. Super fine. Anyway, good morning to you. Okay. Good morning, and good morning there, Dr. Joe. Hey, you don't want to give me ill, Joe. Okay. Hey, I wrote this song right here. They can't turn this one off. It's my song. One I came up. Me and AI came up with that song. So we good. All right, let me turn that off right now. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Turn that off right quick. Anyway, good morning to you. Well, yesterday I had an opportunity to do something that I've never done. I mean, I talked about them for a long time, but I never talked about them, good, bad, or indifferent. Just it's part of the process. But yesterday I had an opportunity to talk to the MCDC. Now, even though this is not this race, which is next Tuesday, a week from today, this election, which is a week from Tuesday, or a week from today, it's not a party race that when you run for multiple municipal office. You don't have to give any allegiance to a party or anything like that. It's just one man. Well, it used to be one vote, one man, one vote. But you just you go talk. Party has nothing to do with it. However, the people who vote on these things personally do belong. They have a philosophy. They have a belief system. And so yesterday I spent some time talking with the MCDC. Now, and you know what? That's it. Even though some of my biggest detractors were there, they really didn't treat me bad. And I said, I was kind of shocked because they know me and I know them, and we don't always think alike. But yesterday showed me, you know what? It's about ideas. It's about ideas. It's about who has the best idea. Not only the idea, but there are three things I asked for. Is an idea feasible, reasonable, and attainable? That's how I determine whether or not an idea is a good idea. Is it reasonable? Is it something that the ordinary citizen could sign up with? Reasonable. Is it obtainable? Is it something that under normal circumstances, something that could be done? And number three, is it feasible? Okay. Feasible, possible. Is it something that we should expend energy in doing because it's possible? Okay. And that's how I determine whether or not something is a good idea. Is it feasible? Is it reasonable? And is it obtainable? Okay. And that's what I do. That's how I, again, but when you have a brilliant mind like mine, it's not that hard to do. I mean, I'm just saying, but that's the litmus test that I give most ideas. Are they reasonable? Are they feasible? And are they obtainable? Okay, some people, and are they relevant? That's but I don't ever use that because relevancy is a term that can be misused and abused. But anyway, so that is that is where we are today. Let me see now. Let me see. Nobody ever gives me stars. Where's got this thing about no, nobody. I don't even know what a star is. What is a star? Is that when they give you money for getting up every morning, entertaining the masses? Nobody ever gives me anything. So I guess that's okay. That's okay. But if y'all want to give a brother a star, go right ahead. I think you give like a couple of pennies or something like that, whatever. Just because it'll motivate me to get up more. Because I've been thinking about calling it quits on this and staying in bed. But then I'd be bored to tears. So I might as well get up and go do something with my time. Anyway, good morning to you. If you want to, now let me get this thing out here right quick so I can. Oh, there we go, right there. Okay, so we can get this thing out quick. So, the numbers here, if you want to give us a call, 521-2963. And yesterday in front of the MCDC, listen, I didn't want to be a hypocrite. I always told Republicans, if you want Black people to come in your party, stop holding your meetings at the country club. Come on down at the Slappy Jack's barbecue or whatever it may be, and come to us and talk to us. When I say us, I mean me I know some people doubt it, but I am Black. I've been Black a long time. And I do share most of the tenets, most of the thoughts that most Black folks do. But the way I express is a little bit different sometimes. But I said, well, come on down. Stop waiting for us to come. We ain't come to the country club. And Lord have mercy, whatever you do, don't tell us to meet you at the water park. Okay? at the white water park, whatever the hell you want to call it. Don't tell us to meet you down there. I ain't coming. Okay? I got enough water in the bathtub. I don't need to see that. And after living in Honolulu for 5 years, I was pretty much done looking at all that water. But come on down to West Fairview Avenue. Come on down to the restaurant down there. I forgot the name of the restaurant right there. And they serve good food. Come on down, sit down there, and talk to Black folks. Go to a Black folks that don't have us come to you. Okay, if you really want us to come out there. Okay, and so I would have been, if I didn't go, I would have been a hypocrite, because I've often said the best way to talk to people to try to change their mind is go where they are. And yesterday I went where they were. And you know what? I was pleasantly surprised. And what they did yesterday was convince me that my attitude, that my philosophy on life is straight on. It's straight on. If you give people something that's reasonable, rational, and common sense, and if they're honest, they may not totally agree with you, but they'll listen to you. And they did. And they did. Now, I'm not saying, I don't know who's going to get their endorsement. And it really doesn't make difference about endorsements, but it's nice to know, that it's nice to know that people who once were totally against you at least gave you the consideration. And so I just want to thank the MCDC, Joe Reed, and even Buckner. Buckner was there. Okay, well, okay. I thought he was going to go upside me on one side and back down on the other. But it was pleasant, and it was very interesting, because people in these organizations, that's right. Pierce Country Cooking, great food. So if you're a Republican out there, you want to come talk to the people sometimes, go meet them over there. Talk to them, convince us, like I tried to do the guys yesterday, convince us that your ideas are better than the other guy's idea. That's all. And if nothing else, you get some good food. We may walk out of there feeling the same way we walked in there, but we got some good food, and it's one of the best places in town to get some food. So if you're serious about getting, like I was serious about trying to convince them that my ideas were reasonable, rational, and logical. Okay. Yeah, Herschel man was there too. Yeah, Herschel was there too. Herschel told me he wasn't feeling me for a minute there. I said, well, okay, Herschel said, I'm kind of disappointed. And honestly, I just said, well, listen, Herschel, you've been around long enough to be disappointed more than once. So that didn't bother me. If you said that what I said didn't make sense, then I would have had a reason to worry. Okay, but listen, being disappointed is part of life. Okay, okay, it is it is the race is nonpartisan. You don't have to declare any allegiance to any party to run for municipal races. It is just everybody. Okay, first of all, okay, even though it is nonpartisan, we all know if you look at the city council, if you look at those people on top of them chairs, you know where they're sitting. The only person you would get wrong if I was up there is me, because they automatically assume that if you are black, then you are going to be a Democrat. They automatically assume that, and which is one of the reasons why I have a hard time getting past some of the people in the Republican Party when I ask them to be on the show, because they're little people who work for them probably go on the internet and hear me and listen to me, or at least see me. First minute, oh, he's black shit, he's a Democrat. Okay, I mean, so and there's a flaw in that thinking, just like most Democrats are white. They are. Most Democrats are white. I mean, if it wasn't for white folk, wouldn't be no Democratic Party. Black folks don't come out and vote enough. So we assume these things based on what we think is an obvious observation, and it is totally wrong. Totally wrong. If you're black, you are an honorary Democrat, which and the former president. Biden told one guy one time, if you ain't black, if you don't vote Democrat. Okay, but that's okay. I know, Ron. Yeah, your brother flies airplanes in Bradville. Y'all look like y'all could be related. No, we're not related. I'm from Indiana, unless his dad got around or something like that. I don't think so. But anyway, so it was a pleasant experience, and we talked about the First of all, they want to know, do you know what a city councilman does? Now, I'm just saying this for the record. There is nobody running for this job that knows more than I do about the business of the city council. No one running knows more than I do. Okay? No one knows every mayor personally. From 1991 to now, 35 years. Nobody knows. I know all of them. From Emory to Bright to Todd Strange to the current mayor right now. I know them all. Had an opportunity to talk to everybody, interview everybody more than once, more than twice, sometimes more than 3 times. So I've had a relationship with the people down there. Know how it works. Haven't changed my mind on too many things. I'm a middle of the road kind of guy, and I'll go wherever reason and logic and common sense take me. Wherever it takes me. But I will tell you one thing: you won't find anybody that will fight for you if I think you're getting screwed, glued, and tattooed more than I will. Okay, and when I say fight, yeah. I'm not saying that to be symbolic. I will fight for you if that's what it takes to get somebody's attention to the problems that some of the people have in District 3. I will personally, I'll fight. I mean, I will. And I don't care about going to jail if I think I'm right. I don't care, because so I'm going through the district, and the biggest complaint I hear, whether it's in Sheridan Heights, whether it's in the name of King Hill, or whether it's in Newtown. Yesterday I went to another place called Charlesville or whatever. It was down Bridge Road. And whether it's any of those places, Broadview, Brookview, all those places, one of the things I hear is that they feel as though they have been forgotten, especially our older generation. And since I'm one of them, I understand them. When you try getting a job at 69 years old, try getting a job. They smile at you, old man. They smile at you and say, nope, You know, they don't know whether you could do the job or anything. They just look at your application and throw it in the trash. Okay, and I feel it. I understand that attitude a little bit, but not well. There are many people that can still do jobs. You know, I can get up every day and go to work. So once you get a certain age, people do seem to pretty much write you off, blow you off. They do. And listen, is it a natural? And one would think that once you get 70 years old or close to it, you probably should be working anyway. But you should be working if you had the desire to do so. You should not be stopped because of a certain age. Because some of us don't want to sit home and plant things in the garden. Okay, I don't know, unless it's a watermelon. Now I won't try to plant me a watermelon. Okay, I'm tired of paying all that money for watermelon, $8, $9, $10, $12, $13 for watermelon. I just don't know when you're supposed to plant watermelon, but anybody knows, you know. And can I just take an old watermelon and take the seeds out of an old watermelon and put it in the ground and grow me a watermelon? Is that, you know, it's an amazing thing that we take a seed, put it in the ground, and it comes up full of juice. You know, that's an interesting thing. Anyway, so much for that. Let me get this unblocked right quick. Allow this. Good morning, First Sergeant.
Councilman Elkins.
Yes.
I'm still practicing after September the 1st.
Yeah, me too.
Councilman, so let me ask you.
Yes.
You had a chance to go before the MCDC yesterday.
Yes, I did.
And what was the purpose of the meeting? Was it to get an endorsement?
Well, I didn't go there and get an endorsement. I guess that's what it's for, but I went there to be able to talk to people that I don't normally get an opportunity to talk to.
But all 14 candidates were invited.
Yes, yeah.
And they interviewed all 14 candidates.
Well, everybody wasn't there when I was there. Everybody had 15 minutes. I don't know if everybody showed up. When I got down, I left.
Right. Yeah. But what I'm saying is they gave each candidate an opportunity to come and discuss what their platform and their views are.
Yes, they did.
And then the conclusion of the meeting, the executive committee votes to say, okay, which candidates does MCDC want to endorse?
Right. I guess that's the way it works out. Because I didn't get the call. So, you know.
Well, no, I mean, if you're going to a meeting with the Democratic committee,
right,
you know what the outcome or what the ask is?
Well, I don't know what the outcome was because I went there with it.
No, I'm not saying what the final outcome was, but the purpose is to meet with each candidate to see what their views is, and does their view align with the Democratic committee, and they will be able to tell their voters on the yellow ballot who to vote for.
Yeah.
So the purpose was to get an endorsement.
Right. Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to get as many people as you can. So that's true.
What don't say as a candidate you don't know what the purpose of the meeting is, sir.
Listen, I've been here 35 years. This is the first time I ever been at. Come think about this. Is the first time I ever ran for anything.
Yeah, but if you go into the meeting, they say we want you to come so we can interview you to see what your views are, and that way on Tuesday when the ballot come out, they can say these are the candidates that we think you should vote for. Yeah, that's the purpose, right?
Yeah, I assume that's what the purpose is. Yeah.
It's kind of late though. To do that. I mean, the voting is Tuesday, isn't it?
Well, that's true. But I guess until you.
So we want to see what the power of the endorsement is. Today in South Carolina, there's a vote to replace Senator Graham.
Okay.
And the president has his candidate, his sister, and then you have another candidate that's running. So we're going to see what the power of endorsement means. Right.
But I personally went to be able to talk to these people, for them to stop dragging some people stop dragging my name all in the mud out there.
But don't you hope to get their endorsement?
Well, yeah, sure. Listen, any positive is good.
Right.
Yeah.
You hope to get their endorsement.
Yeah, because I'm a middle of the road guy. I'll vote for.
Did they say when that they were going to notify you on who they would? They may endorse too. That's been some of their practices in the past. They may say, well, we see two candidates that you can't go wrong with. You think? Did they tell you when they're going to make the their endorsement when they're going to make it public?
No, they didn't. But they better do it quick because the votes a week from now. So hopefully we'll know by end of the week or something like that.
So we should see Kevin Elkins on the yellow ballot as the candidate of choice.
Well, if we do, we can say one thing: Montgomery's come a long way.
Well, you said you dazzled them with your brilliance. They were surprised.
Yes, they were. They were.
Or you baffled them with your, you dazzled them with brilliance, or baffled them with Bravo Sierra.
Yeah, Bravo Sierra. Yeah. But it was
Kevin, I just want to tell you this. Last weekend, I spent my wife and I in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. Visited the World War II Museum. It is an amazing museum. I had 4 hours in the museum. 2 of them were by a guided tour guide. Mm-hmm. And what was very obvious and prevalent was, you've heard this phrase that history repeats itself.
Right.
And that's probably not true, but history does rhyme. There's some behaviors and some patterns that you see over and over and over again. And going through that tour, there's some behaviors and there's some patterns from World War II that we see today. And if we're not paying attention to those behaviors and those patterns, and I'm telling you, Kevin, that this country, if you go back and look at what led up to Pearl Harbor, mm-hmm. you could say, and some of the things that Hitler did, and some of the propaganda, and how he was able to do that, from being a convict in prison to writing his book to getting out and doing some of the things. Now, people can say that's a stretch, but I'm telling you, there's some behaviors and there's some patterns from our history that repeat themselves. And if we're not careful as a country, we'll be surprised where we end up. Do you see some behaviors and patterns?
Well, I do see the influx and the influence of different cultures mm-hmm. Ripping at the seams of America right now. I do see that. Mm-hmm. And that bothers me more than who's running for office. The cultural divide in this country mm-hmm. right now. We already had enough with the color thing. Now we're going to get the culture thing too. And I think Islam is sneaking into America in a way that is not healthy for us. It scares me.
Roosevelt went being from an isolationist to an intervention. We went from saying America first, isolation, to intervening because of what happened with Great Britain and bringing us in. And if you go back and look at the history, Kevin, some people think that, Pearl Harbor, for the Japanese to be able to get their planes that far inland, somebody was asleep at the wheel.
Somebody was asleep at the wheel.
Some people believe that October 7th, for what to happen in Israel with their defense system, for somebody to be able to get into Israel on October the 7th, somebody will sleep at the wheel.
And still, and take that many citizens. I'm just...
There's some behaviors and patterns that we see, Kevin, that are repeating themselves to get us drugged into something. And we got drugged into World War II when they burned Pearl Harbor. Mm-hmm. Netanyahu drug us into this thing on October 7th with what happened with Israel, allowing them to. There are some patterns and behaviors that are repeating themselves, and if we're not paying attention.
Well, I do know whatever is happening, we don't need to divide our culture. That's certainly not going to help, and we'll find the war not someplace else. The war will be here, whether it's intellectual, physical, or whatever. I'm telling you, we are on dangerous ground right now in America.
Yeah. There's some behavior. So America, we may not say that history repeats itself, but it does rhyme. There's some behaviors, there's some patterns that we see over and over and over. And I'll close out with this. Did you see yesterday Alpha complaining the cattle that the president is going to allow all this beef to come into the country?
Yeah, and I don't...
All this beef? Foreign beef?
Yeah, I'm just trying to say, why do we need to bring stuff in when Wyoming and Montana and all them places got all kind of beef?
They're manipulating the beef price because beef is too high. I told you a couple of weeks ago it was $7 a pound, and somebody say, "No, it ain't that high. It's too high." So the president says, "I'm going to sign an executive order where we're going to let foreign beef come into the country to manipulate the cattle price, the beef price." And now the Cattlemen Association is on TV saying, "Wait a minute, what happened to this American First agenda?" All of the people that were behind this administration are starting to have buyer's remorse and says that this person is really not looking out for them when you're allowing this to happen, Kevin. But anyway, thanks for taking the call, my friend, and good luck on Tuesday.
But let me ask you a question. If our own people are screwing us, what difference does it make who screws us? Because if they're artificially upping the prices on beef in America, and the American people are screaming bloody murder here, I think the president is okay with what he's doing. I mean, if they screwing us, then why not let the guy overseas go? At least they're not our friends.
Well, the guy overseas won't be screwing us. If you flood the market with foreign beef, then it's going to bring the price of cattle down.
Exactly.
It's going to bring so it's not screwing us. What they're saying is it's manipulating the market. So these cattlemen are saying that, hey, instead of doing that, why don't you give us some relief on this fertilizer, give us some relief on this other input that we can get the price down. Don't bring in additional beef into the country. You can help us in other ways.
Right. What happens?
And so
what happens? That there's an old supply and demand economic theory. What happens when the man who has all the supply decides that he only wants to sell 1 egg a week? Does he manipulate the prices?
Well, see, now you're starting to go on the Mondami, Kevin. You have some socialistic tendencies if you're not careful, because then capitalism says, so you're starting to have a little socialism creep into you that you're unaware. Yeah, you are, sir.
But here's the deal. When the guy with the supply can determine how much of that supply gets...
That's capitalism, supply and demand.
But he's making he's making it limited so he can up the price on it. It's a fictitious demand.
So now you're saying now the government, Kevin, should come in and get government grocery stores and let people now shop at a discounted rate. That's what Mondami is doing in New York.
No. That's what I'm telling you is that if I got all the eggs and I stop selling the eggs, don't I make a supply and demand issue more apparent than it normally? And it's really not. We still got the same amount of eggs. But
the government comes in and says, "Okay, Kevin, since you cornered the market in eggs, we're going to come in now and compete against you and give the people some other options with eggs." That's the government.
Well, I mean, a private manufacturer isn't the government there to protect our interests?
Hey, that's what Mondami is saying in New York.
Well, nobody.
That's what he's saying in New York. This government is there to protect our interests.
Because supply and demand has a natural reoccurring
See, when you say it out loud, now you're starting to rethink it, because that's what he's doing. He's saying the government is there to protect our interests, so we're going to have government grocery stores and we're going to offer prices to our citizens because of exactly what you're saying.
Well, I heard about the prices, and they seem to be going up. The government grocery store is not the answer to the problem. I'm just telling you that
what you stated was government is there to protect our interests.
Right. Well, again, when the only guy with eggs in town, because he's bought all the eggs from everybody else, he at that point interferes with the supply and demand mantra.
Well, government has a remedy to that, Kevin. It's called monopoly. You can't have a monopoly because you will be able to control stuff. So the government says you can't have a monopoly, and that's what's going on in some places. That's why we have to have Alpha, State Farm, Geico, Progressive, because if you got only one carrier, then you can have control over an entity. And that's why a monopoly is sometimes they say illegal. Because if Kevin Elkins is the only egg producer, you control the market. Right. So we have to break that up.
But if I buy the egg from all the other people that are producing eggs, I still control the market.
And then government comes in and says, we're going to have to produce some eggs too, Kevin, because you cannot monopolize the egg industry, my friend. Thanks for taking the call, man. I'm going to let some other smarter people get in. I know Greg got a lot of the answers, so maybe Greg will call or post, because he understands all this stuff at a higher level than I do.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. Again, though, supply and demand work good if you don't have somebody manipulating the supply and the demand. Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, sir.
So, did they grill you yesterday?
Not too hard. I mean, I knew where I was going when I went over there, so it wasn't a big deal. I thought they were quite nice, actually, considering who I am. I thought they were quite nice to me. Oh no, I knew that wasn't coming. But it was an interesting experience after all these years, seeing, it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz, seeing that the guy that's out front is the little thing out front is gigantic, but the guy who's running things is a midget. So it was an interesting time. That's right. Yeah. Hey, Simpler Days, I'm gonna have to reboot my computer because nobody can hear anything you say. Every day I got to reboot this thing. But so call us back in a few minutes, and after 8, so we can understand what you're saying. Okay, because I don't want anybody to miss this. I don't want anybody to miss what you're saying. I don't know why this thing was doing what it was doing, but it was doing what it was doing. So let me. I got to reboot my system here, guys. Is Don still living? Yeah, I think he is. Let me see here now. Y'all just hold on 1 second. And let me, I don't know what happened. Sometimes you got to reboot your computer sometimes. What can I tell you? Okay, so let me do that, and we'll see what happens. So don't try. Am I still there? I'm not sure if I'm still there or not, but I hope that we are. Okay, now hopefully we are. Y'all let me know if we got any any commo out there. Hey, it's not my technology is a wonderful thing, but it does mess up periodically. Okay, I'm just telling you it does. So is everybody hearing me? Are we good? Not to mention this administration. Okay, Karen, when is the last time you played with your machine? It's been a while. It's been a while since I played with the machine. I haven't messed with it in a while. So do we have communication out there? Yeah, I haven't played with the machine at all. I haven't played with the machine at all. I've learned my lesson from doing that because okay. So let me see. Let me make sure we have communication right quick. Do I get? Oh, got communicate. Okay, good. All right, good. All right then, good. Now just make sure that our callers can get on, and we'll be all right, I guess. Anyway, moving right along. We were talking about how would you like to have a name called Roach, ROAC? How would you like to have your name Roach? Yeah, that would not be good. I mean, if I had come here, Roach. I mean, see. I would change my last name if my last name was Roach. I'm looking at the picture. Last name Roach. I mean, who'd want a name called Roach? I mean, change it. I mean, just change the name. I mean, okay, this is her right here. I mean, who'd want a name called Roach? Who'd want to walk around with a name? Although I will admit she got a bunch of EA stripes on her, so you'd have to say Master Sergeant Roach. You just can't call her Roach, but the Colonel can call her Roach. Hey, Roach, come here. See, I mean, who wants a name called Roach? I mean, really? Okay, somebody lying to her. Her mama didn't name it. She could. She couldn't. No. I can't believe that that somebody came up with that name. I just don't. Nah, Roach. That's just not a good name. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. In Memphis, we don't hear much about Memphis, but Memphis, Tennessee got just as many issues, problems as we got. Now, one of the things they asked me last night, which I found interesting, and let me see, to paraphrase this, what is your plan? See, everybody asked that question. What is your plan? And my answer was this. Everybody who runs for public office has a plan. Can anybody remember the last time somebody had a plan and their actually plan came to fruition? Can anybody, any give me any politician? Matter of fact, Trump is probably one of the few people. Elkman, Elkman should be a funny sounding name. Elkman is just it's a sobriquet. It is just what I call myself. It is not my name. But get back to the plan. Every time you run for office, everybody wants to know your plan. Now, your plan really don't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. First of all, how can you make a plan on something you know little to nothing about? Now, ask me what my philosophy is, and I won't steer too off base from what I believe. But plans, the best laid plans of mice and men. Is that the did that come from Macbeth? I think that came from Macbeth, either Macbeth or Othello, one or the other. And you sat there and you come with you fantasize all these plans in your head. Okay, but that's all right. Oh, now here's a call right here that hopefully y'all hear him. What's going on, dude? I can hear you fine. People said they couldn't hear you. Yeah. What's your plan? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people. What's your plan? Huh? It's a word. Irrelevant, but it's a word. It means to be simplistic. It means to prepare. Oh, Scott said that. Okay, thank you, Dr. Joe. It means basically to try to prepare to do something. That's what plan is. And right. Well, or at least try to. But here's the problem: How you going to plan something when you don't know the resources that are available to you? You don't know if it is obtainable based on those resources that are to you. You don't even know if it's feasible based on the resources that are given to you. And you certainly don't know. Wait. Is there what now? 14. Mm-hmm. No, and they can't either. They can't either. Mm-hmm. And so and so and so has everyone. Wait let me give my answer. I have like every other city council person has, and guess what? They're doing up there still right now. You know what they're doing? They're complaining with all these with all these plans, with all of these plans that people have. Yeah, well, that is a that is a that is a that is a desire, not a plan. Well, my desire is to do whatever the people ask me to do. That can that can that can be done. Yeah, that can be done. You talking fast don't make you right. It is we have a desire to do many. Yeah, go. Yeah, uh, that's wait. That is and again, you want me to give you some pie in the sky that may or may not ever come to fruition. The first thing you want to do is what people want you. The first thing you consider is what the people want. And evidently, a lot of people haven't been considering what they want because I was talking to some people up there yesterday. But this plan thing, have you noticed that everybody who comes into office with all these big plans, it never happens? Have you noticed that? Oh, did I lose you? Sorry about that. I lost him. Oh well, sorry about that, brother. But you can call back. I'm trying to get the okay. Anyway, it's time for 8 o'clock break right now. So let me see if I can fix my call thing right quick. So y'all go no place now. I'll be right back. I got to do that. Hear myself talk this morning. No, I don't. I no, I don't. But I am going to reboot my computer because evidently it is giving us a little bit of a problem this morning. But that's okay. I haven't messed with it at all in the last couple of months or anything like that. So we're gonna see what's going on with it. Okay. Actually, the people can hear me. They can't hear the callers. So that's my okay. BOICE. Okay. So y'all hang loose for a second. Let's see if I can fix it. Let's see if I can fix it this way. Okay, y'all hang loose. I'll be right back.